All right. What's up? So I'm here to talk to you for a couple hours about the history of banking. No, that's a joke. I've been banned from talking about banking for today because I haven't shut up about it for a few days. But since there's only a few of you here, I can kind of talk about whatever I want, and no one will know, right? Right? What do you guys want me to talk about? No, I'm just gonna talk briefly. I didn't really prepare any slides or anything. Just gonna do a short sort of intro to Cosmos, talk about where we're at, and then we're gonna bring on the panel. We've got two panels: the Cosmos Hub panel and then an IBC panel. And so we'll try to save time for those two panels where you can hear from a lot of other smart people, and you don't have to listen to me drone on. But just to talk briefly about Cosmos, I mean, Cosmos began with a vision some like 7 years ago for a future of many sovereign interoperable blockchains, right? The goal was to move away from the sort of mainframe computer approach to blockchains where you have like one big chain in the basement of Dell or IBM, which is how like mainframes used to work. And our one big chain today is, you know, Bitcoin or Ethereum, which even, ooh, that's nice. Now I can see everyone. Much less intimate, but you know, all right, I need to recover here. You know, we had this like mainframe approach to computing, and we kind of have that with blockchains. Ethereum, you know, the world computer. Ethereum's an amazing project and has, you know, pushed many innovations, but Ethereum's a big bad public, you know, singular public blockchain, world computer, mainframe style thing. And what Cosmos really wanted to bring to the blockchain space was exactly what the personal computing revolution brought to computing, right? Get the computers out of, you know, big bulky basements and give every individual their own personal computing device. And, you know, we even have people here on their personal computers right now not even listening to me because they're, you know, messaging mom or, you know, whatever. Hopefully it's your mother. If you're going to be messaging someone while not listening to me, I hope it's someone close to you, and not just like some dumb Twitter DM or something. So anyway, so now we all have these personal computing devices, and the goal with Cosmos was to bring the same kind of power of sovereignty over your computing machinery to communities, right? So rather than talking about individuals and personal computers, we're now talking about communities and community computers. And community computer is just my term for a blockchain, right? It's a new kind of computing machinery, computing device. Every single blockchain is just really an individual, it's a single logical computer. It happens to run across many physical computers, but it's really just a single computing device, but it's owned and operated by a community and can sort of represent and realize the values of that community. And that's really what Cosmos is all about, is about building tools to enable any community, wherever they are, however they may define themselves, however they make themselves up, whatever kind of political or economic environment they want to create for themselves, to be able to do so, to run their own community computing machinery, and to still be interoperable with all of the other community computers out there, right? Just like your personal computing devices connect to all the other personal computing devices, right? Our friend here is no longer communicating with anyone on his device, but his device certainly is capable of, you know, interoperating with everyone else's. And so Cosmos really wanted to bring that same kind of interoperability to the world of blockchains, right? And so we built this protocol called IBC, the Inter-Blockchain Communication Protocol, which is a general purpose interoperability and communication protocol for communication between arbitrary computing devices. So yes, it works between blockchains, but it also works between other computers, fridges, dogs. As I like to say, on the internet of blockchains, nobody knows you're a fridge, right? Just like on the internet, nobody knows you're a dog. And so, you know, Cosmos started as a dream some 7 years ago. We wrote a white paper about sovereign interoperability. We proposed also starting with a singular blockchain. We call it the Cosmos Hub. We said, look, we're going to build all these pieces. We're going to build this interoperability protocol, and we're going to launch an example of it. And it's going to be called the Cosmos Hub, and it'll be the first chain in this network. And our vision is that it will function as something like a hub, and it'll connect all the other chains. But what's unique about Cosmos is that we didn't force any kind of topology on the network. Right? It was, no one has to use any particular token to use the Cosmos technology. Anyone can launch their own Cosmos blockchain with whatever sort of economics and politics they want. They don't have to do anything that we want them to do. And you know, it happens all the time that they do things I don't want them to do. And I can't really do anything about that. You know, that's true decentralization. But you know, we have this Cosmos Hub thing, and for a long time, for a few years, the Cosmos Hub didn't really do much. It was there, it was stable, it was sort of a stable anchor in this ecosystem, but it didn't have that much functionality. You could send tokens around, around. It has the Atom token, sort of a stable way to get in and out of the ecosystem. It connects to many of the other blockchains, but all the other blockchains were sort of running ahead, innovating, trying different things out, which is really what the whole purpose of Cosmos was all about. Give communities the power to innovate, to experiment, to build application-specific blockchains tailored to their community, tailored to their use case, to experiment with DEXs or other DeFi protocols or lending or regenerative finance or social impact, whatever it might be. But what's happening more recently is that the Cosmos Hub got a major upgrade for the first time since it activated IBC 2 years ago. And it activated a new feature that we call replicated security, which is a type of shared security that allows new blockchains to launch using the security of the Cosmos Hub. So suddenly now, the Cosmos Hub is no longer just a sort of boring blockchain that just kind of sits there while all the other chains kind of run ahead. It now has a development ecosystem unto itself and has opened up an exciting new future for development to leverage the high security and conservatism provided by the Cosmos Hub to enable more innovation sort of within the economic zone that it secures. And you'll hear today on the first panel from a few projects that are, that actively, they both have votes up right now, governance proposals to join this economic zone and to use interchain security, and there will be many more coming in the future. So this is a very exciting time for the Cosmos Hub, but this does not come at the expense of the sort of core IBC protocol, this core interoperability idea, right? The ethos of Cosmos is sovereignty and interoperability. We want to provide tools for communities to express their sovereignty in whatever way makes sense to them and to still be interoperable with many others. And so we start from the bottom up. We say, look, first and foremost, we preserve the fundamental right for a community to launch their own blockchain with whatever political economy they want. They don't have to pay rent to anyone else. They don't have to listen to me, unless they're in the audience here today, then you have to listen to me, otherwise I'll call you out and you'll be embarrassed. I can call them out on Twitter. It's not quite the same. But they don't have to pay any rent or do anything. They can launch their chain however they want, and they can still be interoperable with any others. But what we're starting to do is fill in the dense spectrum of possibilities of types of sovereignty, right? Because sovereignty comes with certain responsibilities. I mean, from the perspective of nation states, you want to be a sovereign nation, you kind of need to stand up your own army, right? You need to be able to defend yourself from other sovereign nations. And if maybe you don't want to do that, and you sort of want to give up some of your sovereignty to America or some other protector to use their army. And so, I hear Costa Rica doesn't really have an army, and occasionally Nicaragua kind of comes across the border, and the Americans have to step in to help them out. And so, you kind of have similar things in the space of blockchains where each blockchain needs to decide how they want to secure themselves, and they can try to stand up their own security and pay for that out of their economics, or they can start to borrow security from other blockchains. And what we're starting to see is a plethora of solutions for sharing security across what we call the interchain. And what's so powerful about IBC, this interoperability protocol we built, is that it starts from a position of pure sovereignty, allowing interoperable sovereign blockchains, but then it allows you to build on top different kinds of shared security solutions. And so the shared security solution that we built, replicated security for the Cosmos Hub, is actually built as an IBC protocol. Because IBC is a general purpose protocol that you can build many different kinds of applications, including applications that allow blockchains to give up some of their sovereignty to inherit security from another blockchain, right? And so we went sort of bottom up with Cosmos, first sovereignty and interoperability, and then we start filling in the spectrum of different kinds of security using IBC as a general purpose interoperability protocol for communication across arbitrary devices, blockchains, computer, fridges, what have you, and we sort of build up from there. So that's sort of where we're at today. Replicated security launched about a month or two ago, and we're going to see the first chains coming very soon that are going to be using it as a new feature, and that's going to open up a lot more exciting development around the Cosmos Hub and also around the Cosmos ecosystem. So our second panel, you'll hear from folks talking about IBC itself, that sort of core interoperability protocol and all the exciting things that you can do with it. It's much more than just, some people are like, oh, IBC, that's just how Cosmos does bridges. No, it's not just how Cosmos does bridges. It's much more, that's like saying, oh, the internet, yeah, that's just how the nerds send mail. The internet was not just how the nerds sent mail to each other. It was a very general purpose, powerful protocol for interoperability. over an entirely new substrate because it's completely transformed how we think about organizing ourselves, as digital communities. IBC holds the same kind of promise for blockchains and even for the internet itself. And so we like to think about this as, the internet of blockchains, the internet of community computers, and there's a tremendous amount of power that comes with that. And so, cool. I've been going for about 10 minutes, which I think is all I was trying to achieve here. I think I got the core points across, cracked a few dad jokes. I saw at least a few laughs. So I'm going to get off now, and we're going to bring up, I'm actually on the first panel. So there was supposed to be another guy here, Jahan Trembach, who I work with. He's been leading a lot of the work we do on the Cosmos Hub. He's awesome, but unfortunately he couldn't be here today. So I've been asked to take his place, unfortunately for all of you, so you'll have to hear a little bit more from me. But I'm going to take a seat. I think Brad will get back on and introduce our panel, and then we'll get into some exciting stuff. So thanks so much. Oh, yeah, you got to.